Krishnamurthy Sastrigal. Mr. Jaikumar was supposed to Shankar was supposed to join us today due to his preoccupied work task given by Honorable Prime Minister. He is there with us in his video speech little after some time. This program is very unique and exceptional and distinct in many, many ways. The award is instituted in the name of Kanchi Seer, more revered pontiff of Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi, under the headings of public leadership, community leadership, for science and technology, and for spiritual and philosophy. Mahaswami of Kanchi was an embodiment of wisdom, knowledge, compassion, and care for all. The prayer that goes as Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu is very much true in his very lifestyle that we have seen it. Now I shall commence today's program with the Vedic invocation by the student of SIES Nerul Patashala. We shall have the Vedic invocation and the Srishti Vachakam by the students.
Saraswathi Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi संयमेन्द्राणाम् अन्तेवासिवर्यश्रीमच्चयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानाम् तदन्तेवासिवर्यश्रीमच्छङ्कर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानाम् च चरणारविन्दयोः साष्टाङ्गम् प्रणामः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। हरिः ओम्।
After the soulful rendition of the Vedic hymn, let us rise for the state anthem, to be sung by Miss Bharati Ramakrishna, alumnus and the faculty of Shamakananda Sangeeta Vidyalaya.
जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा, गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा. जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा, गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा. भीती नाम्हा तुझी मुळीही गडगडणाऱ्या नभा. अस्मानाच्या सुलतानीला जबाब देती जिभा. सह्याद्रीचा सिंह गर्जतो शिवशंभू राजा. दरी दरीतून नाद गुंजला महाराष्ट्र माझा. जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा, गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा. काळ्या छातीवरी कोरली अभिमानाची लेणी. पोलादी मनगटे खेळती खेळ जीव घेणी. दारिद्र्याच्या उन्हात शिजला, निढळाचा घामाने भिजला. देश गौरवासाठी झिजला, दिल्लीचेही तत् राखितो महाराष्ट्र माझा. जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा, गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा. जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा, गर्जा महाराष्ट्र माझा.
It was indeed so powerful and soulful. Thank you, Bharati, for that. Requesting the students of the APJ Kalam High School to sing the Sarvadharma Prayer.
इदं सर्वम् यत्किञ्च जगत्यां जगत् तेन त्यक्तेन भुञ्जिताः मा गृधा कस्यस्मि धनम् या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन अर्रहमानिर रहीम मालिकी यौमिद्दीन इय्याका नअबुदु व इय्याका नस्तईन इहदिनस सिरातल मुस्तकीम सिरातल लदीना अनअमत अलैहिम गैरिल मग़दूबी अलैहिम वलद्दालीन आमीन. The Lord is my shepherd, the Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. Fresh and green are the pastures where He gives me repose. Near restful water He leads me to revive my drooping spirit. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्भय अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभम गुर प्रसाद जप आदि सच जुगादि सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच वाहे गुरु जी का खालसा वाहे गुरु जी की फतेह है यदा उवर्यो यदा रुदुष अशाजित अशा वंगे वुष जज्जा मनम वो शोते नना अंगे उज्मंधाय शत्रिमशाय अहुराय आयेम दरे गोपियो दरस्मस्ताइरेम अशोने अशिम्वहु वशिम्वसी दुशासी विशाय माय यादशाय वहिशाय अशीन नमो हरिहंतानम नमो सीध्यानम नमो यरियानम नमो वजयानम नमो लोसवासाहूनम ईसो पंचन मुक्कारो सवा पावपनासानो मंगलानंच सौवेसिम पद्मं हवै मंगलम नम्यो रिंगेक्यो बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि.
After that wonderful Sarvadharma prayer by the students, let us invoke the goddess Kamakshi. Invocation by Sri Hari Kumar, recipient of the MS Subbalakshmi Fellowship.
Shri Kamakoti Pithasthite Karuna Katakshi 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 Ekamrapati Hridaya Nilaye Namami Shri Kamakshi Shri Kamakoti Pithasthite Karuna Katakshi Ekamrapati Hridaya Nilaye Namami Shri Kamakshi Nagadisha Vinute Himagiri Sute Nagadisha Vinute Himagiri Sute Nagadisha Vinute Himagiri Sute Shri Kanchipuradhishwari Varada Sodari Shankari Shri Kanchipuradhishwari Varada Sodari Shankari Shri Kamakoti Pithasthite Karuna Katakshi Ekamrapati Hridaya Nilaye Namami Shri Kamakshi Kadambavana Nilaye Ambakanjalochane Bhavani Kadambavana Nilaye Ambakanjalochane Madambavadana Vijita Shashibimba Varasuguna Kadambalalitamba Madambavadana Vijita Shashibimba Varasuguna Kadambalalitamba Shri Kamakoti Pithasthite Karuna Katakshi Ekamrapati Hridaya Nilaye Namami Shri Kamakshi
That was indeed so soulful. National Eminence Award is instituted in the name of Mahaswami. Here is an invocation on Mahaswami Karuna Rasa by Sri Hariharan, student of the Shanmukananda Sangeeta Sabha.
करुणारसपूर्णसुधाब्धे कामकोटिपीठाधिपते चरणे शरणं देहि ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते करुणारसपूर्णसुधाब्धे कामकोटिपीठाधिपते चरणे शरणं देहि ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते अक्षयानन्द चिच्चक्ते दक्षिणाभिमुख शिवाकृते रक्ष रक्ष मां तपोनिधे चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते अक्षयानन्द चिच्चक्ते दक्षिणाभिमुख शिवाकृते रक्ष रक्ष मां तपोनिधे चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते चन्द्रशेखर गुरुमूर्ते. Thank you.
Thank you. Each year we have a very divine ritual of having Shankara Arati and Chandrasekarendra Arati by the Agnihotri Sri Govinda Shastri Joshi and other Vedic scholars who have come from Satara. May I invite them for the Arati?
निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती यतिवर्या शृंगगिरी पुरवासा ब्रह्मानंद विलासा प्रमुदित ज्ञान मीमांसा बोध परमहंसा जय जय शंकराचार्या नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती यतिवर्या बुद्ध महाअभिमानी श्रुतिधर्माधममानी द्विजदेवा अवमानी स्वमतोचितमानी जय जय शंकराचार्या नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती यतिवर्या स्वामी तदा अवतरला धर्म सुजागृत केला जिंकुनि मंडन मिश्राला दिग्विजयी झाला जय जय शंकराचार्या नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितो मी परिचर्या आरती यतिवर्या तोटक सुरेश्वर भजका परमाज्ञा धारका पद्मपादहस्तामलका शिष्य भवत् प्रमुखा
जय
जय जय शंकराचार्या नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितोमि परिचर्या आरति यतिवर्या माधव शुद्ध दशमीला गुंफियली तव माला दत्तमणे सद्गुरुला शंकर भारतीला जय जय शंकराचार्या नित्य निरंजन सूर्या करितोमि परिचर्या आरति यतिवर्या जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा श्रीकांचीपुरवासा कामाक्षी पददासा श्रुतिशास्त्री मीमांसा शिवपद सुखवासा जय जय चंद्रशेखरा भक्तांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा मानुलिया श्रुतिभक्षा संन्यासाची दीक्षा घेऊनिया सत्शिक्षा करी सज्जन रक्षा जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा वेद असे नित्यमुखी प्रज्ञानी परमविमुखी प्रज्ञानी परमसुखी परमा शांति सखी जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा स्वामींचे संचरण वैदिक धर्माचरण पापांचे परिहरण इह पर सुख करण जय जय शंकरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा सकल मतांचे धर्म जाणुनिया सन्मर्म रुजवियला अतिपरम हा हिंदू धर्म जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती ब्रह्मपरा भक्तेच्छा पूर्णकरा आरति स्वामीवरा स्वामींचा जपकंद नष्ट करी भवबंध माता देवी मुकुंद तव पदी सानंद जय जय चंद्रशेखरा वेदांती करा, भक्तेच्छा पूर्ण करा, आरती स्वामी वरा. श्रीमद् जगद्गुरु शंकराचार्य महाराज की जय.
We are indeed very blessed to hear the Arati from the group of Satara. SIES has set up a corpus fund to perpetuate the teachings of Mahaswami and instituted awards to recognize, acknowledge the contributions and service rendered by the sons and daughters of this Punya Bharata Varsha. In the last 26 years, just to have a glimpse of few names, we have Dr. APJ Kalam, Bharat Ratna M.S. Subbalakshmi, Bharat Ratna M.S. Swaminathan, Dr. Madhavan Nair, the then former chairman of ISRO, Dr. Kiran Bedi, Dr. Sushma Swaraj, and many more. This year's recipients are Dr. Jaishankar for Public Leadership, the Union Minister for External Affairs, Government of India, Dr. R.V. Ramani, Community Leadership, Dr. Govindaraj Padmanabhan for Science and Technology, and Mullai Vasal Dr. R. Krishnamurti Sastrigal for Philosophy and Social Leadership. May they add into the galaxy of many more illustrious awardees who have been here for the 26 years in the past. May I request Dr. V. Shankar, the President of SIES, to give the formal welcome address.
गोविंद देशिकम उपास्य शिराय भक्त्याम तस्मिन् स्थिते निजमाहिम्नि विदेह मुक्त्याम अद्वैत्य भाष्यम उपकल्प दिशो विजीत्याम कांचीपुरे स्थितम अवापसा शंकराय ऋतिस्मृति पुराणानाम आलयम करुणालयम नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरम लोकशंकरम अपार करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानतम शांतरूपिणम श्री चंद्रशेखर गुरुम प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम सदाशिव समारंभाम शंकराचार्य मध्यमाम अस्मदाचार्य पर्यंताम वंदे गुरु परंपराम. Seeking the benediction of Adi Shankaracharya and to his lineage up to the 70th Guru of the venerated Kamakoti Peetam, Pujya Sri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, with whose benign blessings this function is being held today, I raise to address you today. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this pleasant and solemn function organized this evening to confer the 27th SIES Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Eminence Award for the year 2024 to 4 distinguished friends of Mother India who have extraordinary accomplishments to their credit. These awards are given in 4 distinct fields of human endeavor: public leadership, community leadership, science and technology, and spiritual and social leadership. They all in the aggregate represent the full canvas or the gamut of life itself. In a sense, therefore, these awards are celebrations of life. These awards are named after Pujya Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi, the 68th Shankaracharya of the venerated Kamakoti Peetam. Time has indeed flown. It was as if a few years before, this journey of celebrating excellence in the name, in honor and memory of the Shankaracharya had started. Over these years, 104 men and women of exceptional merit and outstanding achievements have been decorated and blessed with this award. Men and women who have stamped infinity on the thought and process of this nation and added to the reservoir of goodness of this blessed land of ours. And these include 3 former presidents of India, 3 former prime ministers of India, 2 vice presidents of India, 2 speakers of the Lok Sabha, 5 governors of states, 4 chief ministers, 5 Bharat Ratnas, 7 foreigners who have espoused the cause of this nation and its culture in their homeland, and 24 Padma Vibhushan. This journey of celebrating human endeavor and its excellence continues. An occasion like this is one of joy, mirth and glee. Of course, of nostalgia down the memory lane as to how, from an ordinary, humble beginning, an young Kannadiga Brahmin boy from the Hoysala community in the obscure village of Viluppuram in Tamil Nadu graduated to become one of the tallest saints of the 20th century. In this universe, he walked the length and breadth of this country, spreading goodwill and compassion all around. like the lighthouse that beats no drum and sounds no gong, and yet to the mariner in the distant sea were to experience its friendly light, so too was the sage of Kanchi. He was a spiritual colossal. He was the voice of eternal India. This master of masters was like a lambent light who rekindled the spirit of the nation and brought about a renaissance in many fields of religion, thought and process. He taught mankind groping in the dark, despite all the strides in science and technology, as to how to journey to a higher destiny and attain Atma Swaraj, the freedom of the mind. He shed his mortal coil on the 8th of January 1994. More than 3 decades have gone by. We still hear the divinity of his voice and the infinitude of his presence. The sage of Kanchi lives in the hearts and minds of his devotees. If we have assembled today to pay encomiums to him, pay homage to him and shower the greatness of the Guru, I believe it is immaterial to him today as it was during his living times. He was far beyond honors, titles and accolades, and we mortals are ever in need of honoring him as a way of symbolizing the reality that he represented for us. In its own unobtrusive way, the Kamakoti Peetham symbolizes the true spirit of Hinduism, tolerant, non-dietetic. With his aura, credibility and authority gained over 87 years of this pontificate, he was but naturally at the center stage of the cultural and the spiritual renaissance of this country in the 20th century. No one returned from his effulgent presence without a sense of confidence and determination to face the challenges of life. He carried his learning without any signs of pedantry, nor did he suffer his scholarship and erudition on the people who came into contact with him. To those of us who are fortunate to have seen him, or still better to have conversed with him, it is what Sant Jnaneshwar describes in Jnaneshwari as Amritanubhava, the experience of sipping the nectar. He was like a cool breeze on a warm, sunny day. I have over these last 26 years, without interruption, been bringing home the greatness of the Guru, of those qualities of head and heart that distinguished him from the rest of Monkut. Far from the madding crowd, and yet be within it, said Rudyard Kipling. And the sage of Kanchi was indeed a saint, but a saint with a difference. Ekas chandrat tamohanti nachatasa ganani cha. There are countless number of stars in the sky, but it is one single moon that dispels the darkness. If ever you want to comprehend the difference, imagine a full moon day and a lunar eclipse. Then you will know the value of the moon. And the irony was, the sage himself carried the name of moon, Chandrasekarendra, the name of Lord Shiva, one who carried the moon on his shikara or his head. Like the celestial moon, he too dispelled the ignorance that enveloped all of us in our samskara, the ajnana that had come onto us. The sage of Kanchi continued to bless people beyond his living times. His spirit endures with us and guides us in the years ahead. Santo Mahanto Nivasanti Santo Vasanta Vallokahitam Karantaha, says Adi Shankara. Like the spring season which brings in freshness and green all around, so too are saints and servants. Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha is how the Lord is described in the scriptures. One who is endowed with all auspicious qualities. The sage of Kanchi was no different. He was an Akshaya Patra, he was a Bandar, an unending reservoir of virtues. That is why, small wonder, to the countless number of his devotees, both in this country and even beyond, far beyond, in distant lands, he was a Nadamadam Devam, that God who walked the earth in the 20th century. Between the last annual awards and today, it has indeed been a year of happening. Sri P.V. Narasimha Rao, the former Prime Minister of our country, who received the award in the year 2000, and Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, that agricultural expert, who received it in the year 2003, were both conferred posthumously the highest civilian honor of the land, Bharat Ratna. The year saw the passing away of several of the awardees of yesteryears. That affable businessman who carried compassion on his sleeves and conducted commerce with a conscience, Sri Ratan Tata. Padma Vibhushan, Dr. Shankaran M.S. Valiathan, Marthanda Varma Shankaran Valiathan, that eminent cardiologist, both of whom received it in the year 2022. Padma Vibhushan, Sri Fali Nariman, the noted jurist. Padma Bhushan, Dr. S.S. Badrinath of Shankara Netralaya, all moved from the seen to the unseen and went to the abode beyond. In just about 4 days from now, the nation will be celebrating the centenary, the Shadabdi of our Bade Pradhan, Swargiya, Bharat Ratna, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji, who received this award in the year 2006. We continue to remember all of them with reverence, gratitude for their service to the humanity, and bow our head to them for the services that they have done to this nation. The sage of Kanchi often used to say that I am prone to the conclusion predominantly that there exist none without predominantly selfish motives. But over the years, an impression that too superficial, true to my nature, has gathered around me, that there tread in this earth and continue to tread a few who are rooted in morals and ethics, whose life is for lokahitam and paropakaram, who forsake their own sadhana for the betterment, the spiritual growth of others. It is to the like of them that the rishis of the yore have prayed for 100 years. In honoring them, said the sage, we are honoring ourselves. Adi Shankara in Viveka Chodamani echoed the same thought, but albeit differently, to say how rare such people are. He says, Shatakoti Shatam Krutaihi Punher Vinana Labhyate. Without blessings, even in 100 crores, you won't get one single noble person of the class that the sage of Kanchi has described. The Hindu religion, mistakenly called as a religion, the scriptures are an unending reservoir of human conduct. It has codified human behavior to the last word. It is in fact a way of life, including the fact that who should be honored, who should not be honored, have been documented and codified in this Hindu scriptures of ours. Rare to believe that the Bandar that this country possesses has not been realized by us for the greatness it has. It says, Pratyakshe Kuravaha, Parokshe Mitra Bandavaha, Karyasu Dasaprityasya Nasvaputra Kadachana. Pratyakshe Kuravaha, when it comes to God, gods and the gurus, worship them, praise them, sing their glory as you see them or the impressions you see of them. When it comes to people who serve others, including friends, relatives and families, honor them publicly before others as we are doing it today. Just as a horse is patted on the back only after the race is run, so too is a servant who should be acknowledged only after the work is accomplished. And then the scriptures say, Nasvaputra Kadachana. Millions and millions of years ago, the scriptures were able to realize that excessive love and affection for the children and indulgence will only result in spoiled brats and spoiled children. That's the greatness of the scripture that they are talking about. Yasmin jivati jivanti dina mitra bandavaha parasparam jivitam tasmai atmarto kona jivati. Who does not live for himself? I live for myself. They all live for themselves. You all live for yourselves. But he alone lives, says the scriptures, who lives for others. The three Mahanabhavas who are decorating the stage this evening, and the one who is connected emotionally, though not physically, with us this evening, are all men of exceptional merit and outstanding achievements. Each one of them fits the full description of the persons worthy of being honored, as said by the sage of Kanchi, Shankara, or even the scriptures. None of them have anchored for these awards. They have not chased them. The grateful society, in acknowledgement of the service that they have done to humanity, has been showering its praises on them, titles and honors on them. It is one thing to deserve an honor and not have it, and other thing is to have it and not deserve it. Dignity lies not in possessing an honor, but deserving it, said Mark Twain. Each one of them deserve the honor that is being given to them today. Honor and shame from no condition arise. Act well your part. Therein the honor lies, said Pope John Paul VI. Each one of them have acted their part very well. That is why this evening we all have assembled to honor them more in the form of blessings than as a recognition for the good work they all have done. Dr. S. Jaishankar is one of the most prominent members of the Union Council of Ministers. He has espoused the cause, continues to espouse the cause of the nation, the case of the nation in relation to the position that it has adopted both in national and international arena with finesse, devotion and determination. With 4 decades of his engagement in the management of the external affairs of this country, he has been articulating the views of this nation and its position on complex geopolitical matters, on matters of sensitive strategic importance, and rediscovering this nation for the rest of the world as an emerging dominant economic powerhouse of the world with such finesse and with such determination and conviction that the young population of this country adores and worships him. He is a polyglot in the same tradition as the Mahaswami of Kanchi. Mahaswami of Kanchi could converse in 17 languages. Far below him is P.V. Narasimha Rao, and one who is catching up and coming towards Narasimha Rao is Dr. S. Jaishankar. He speaks Tamil, of course that is his mother tongue, Hindi, Rashtrabhasha, English, which is the language of business that he has, Russian. He is too conversant in Japanese because of his wife. A little of Hungarian he also speaks. He represents Gujarat in the upper house of the parliament, Rajya Sabha. I don't know whether he has already started, but soon he will start conversing in Gujarati. Bharat Matters, the book that he published this year, 2024, is a culmination of his contribution, of his efforts in the service of the nation for the management of the external affairs that guide the nation and its march ahead. As we confer this award on him, it is unfortunate that he was to come even yesterday. Even yesterday the position was that Dr. Jaishankar said, I will make it. And therefore there was no need for him to give me an address. But then when the Prime Minister said that in addition to Secretary East, who is accompanying him for visit to Kuwait, Kuwait is the chairman of the GCC. If there are issues of GCC, then Dr. Jaishankar is the best fit to help the Prime Minister to coast through. And therefore this man who lives by his suitcase, that is true of everybody in foreign service, he had to go along with the Prime Minister for this national duty of ours. We are not missing him because his mind and thoughts are with us. Even during the short time in the Parliament, he took time off. It was a turbulent day yesterday, and still he took the pains of sharing his thoughts with you, which we shall screen during the course of the awards function. As we confer this award on him, I thought I should stay a little and tell you the contribution of the Mahaswami of Kanchi in the foreign affairs of this country. Not many will know, not even the archives of the government will know, that if Israel is enjoying full-scale diplomatic relations with India, it is the intent of the Mahaswami of Kanchi, it is the work of Jayendra Periva, of course with substantial work done by me with the Israeli government and the charge d'affaires who was then in India at that time in 1992, the pioneering work of the then Foreign Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was a devotee of the Mahaswami of Kanchi, who dismissed the thought when he was told that the sage of Kanchi wants that Israel be upgraded to full diplomatic status. Narasimha Rao said, I will lose my job if I were to promote this cause at that point of, it is 1992. So imagine at a time when India is depending heavily on the oil that was flowing from the Middle East, and the forces were such that we had to depend on them. That was the time he was told, if the Mahaswami has said that Israel should get, I think anything is possible, you can try. He made his note. He was not very confident that it will see the light of the day. But as it went to the Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, he was overjoyed, saying that, Rao, you are the only person who thinks ahead of time. And in 2 days' time from now, from that time, Israel got the full diplomatic status. And 2 days before, the charge d'affaires came to Mumbai. The Shankaracharya came and then did not touch even a single word on this external relationship with Israel. He spoke about the commonality between Israel and India, gave several books relating to Israel to the charge d'affaires, who was equally good enough to bring a huge set of books from the Tel Aviv University of the greatness of this country, even though they had no relationship with us then. They shared that. And the charge d'affaires was in for a big surprise when the foreign minister said, you did not even tell us that this is going to happen tomorrow, because the Indian Parliament, it has been announced. He said, I don't know. That was the greatness of the same Kanchi. It has stood the test of time. Today we are harnessing the technology, both in drip irrigation as well as in all sensitive matters from Israel. It was the forethought of the sage that gave us that. I said this, it has never come to public domain, only because today Dr. Jaishankar is receiving the award, and therefore the contribution of Mahaswami may be touched upon for some time. As we confer this award on Dr. Jaishankar, our mind travels to his father, Dr. K. Subramaniam, Krishnaswamy Subramaniam. A noted strategic defense expert, a journalist, a civil servant, all rolled into one. He was the singular voice, the unitary voice of this country on all defense matters during his times of 70s to 90s. He was the strongest and the most hardened proponent of the nuclear deterrent policy of the government of India. Such a sharp and an agile mind this country seldom had seen. He passed away in the year 2011. It is our misfortune that we omitted to confer this award on him. A small solace, today we confer the award on his son, Dr. Jaishankar. Dr. R.V. Ramanathan Ramani, is an ardent devotee of the Kamakoti Peetham and of the succeeding Shankaracharyas who have adored this Peetham in the 20th and the 21st century till now. Armed with the blessings of Jayendra Saraswathi Swamigal, the 69th Shankaracharya of the Peetham, he founded the Kanchi Kamakoti Shankara Eye Foundation. The Shankara hospitals which are born out of the foundation, there are 14 of these hospitals, high-tech eye care hospitals across the landscape of this country. The 14th of that hospital was inaugurated on the 20th of October 2024 in the home constituency Minister by the Prime Minister himself in the presence of the present Pontiff, the Kamakoti Peetham. He made an appeal to the Shankaracharya at that point of time that the 15th hospital should come in Patna, because he had special love for Patna for reasons which he indicated then, as to what he missed in Gujarat, that he wanted it in Patna. And Dr. Ramani was quick to seize that initiative and told the Prime Minister publicly that the 15th hospital shall come up in Patna. And he has already taken steps, gone ahead and acquired the land. It will see the light of the day, and as assured by the Prime Minister, during this current term of the Prime Minister, why? Hardly 2 years from now, less than that, he will inaugurate the Shankara Hospital in Patna. The Shankara hospitals have touched over 10 million human lives in this country. They have touched about 20 lakh people for treatment of the eye care that is required. 26 lakh poor patients across the landscape of the country in deep hinterlands, unconnected to the mainstream land of this society, of this country, far away from being an Indian in that sense of the term. Free cataract surgery has been performed by the Shankara institutions to such a large mass of Indians. Each day, with the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, from the dawn to dusk, the Shankara hospitals perform in the minimum 1,000 cataract surgeries free of cost to the poorest of the poor. Dr. Ramani, who carries compassion on his sleeves, is a true servant of this country and an effulgent torchbearer of its hoary traditions and culture. Humanity, the other name is Dr. Ramani. Dr. Govindarajan Padmanabhan is one of the most outstanding, internationally acclaimed biotechnologist, biochemist. The Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, which is one of the foremost scientific institutions in the country, is preeminent to a substantial extent to the contribution of Dr. Padmanabhan. First, as a student, postdoctoral student, then as a teacher, then as a professor, then as a director for a long time, and even at this ripe age, as honorary professor of biochemistry in the Institute of Science, he has contributed to the progress of this nation through the application of science and technology. Honors and accolades sit very lightly on his shoulders. The government of India conferred on him the Padma Shri, it conferred on him the Padma Bhushan. But all these things are too little for him when the nomination that he has been selected this year for this award, and he said at the very next moment in acceptance that this is the greatest award ever to have been received by him, that he shall cherish for the rest of his life, as it is given in the name of the sage whom he valued and is most dear to him. This year, the Government of India consolidated all the awards that are given in the field of science and technology. There are several awards which are being given, and unified them into a single award, and Vigyan Ratna, the highest award, like the Bharat Ratna for the general thing, for science and technology, Vigyan Ratna. The first inaugural award, the only one recipient of Vigyan Ratna till now, conferred in the year 2024, is Dr. Govindarajan Padmanabhan. Thank you, sir, for your gracious presence this evening to receive this award. Mullai Vasal, Dr. R. Krishnamurthy Shastrigal, what do I talk of him? A walking university, an encyclopedia of Indian culture, tradition and practices, the foremost proponent of Shankara's Advaita Vedanta, and a person who in his lifetime had taken the mission of popularizing and spreading the ancient language of this land, Sanskrit, across the landscape to the masses. He started the Vedanta Bhavanam in Chennai to transfer with pristine purity the Advaita Vedanta that Shankara gave to us 2,500 odd years ago to the generation next, so that this parampara of knowing the greatness of this land, this virasa of this land, this bandar we have, going down to the next generation, he has assured many, many generations before. For all his services, the Mahaswami of Kanchi, to whom he was very dear, conferred on him the title of Vedavasha Ratnakara. The Jagat Gurus of Shringeri conferred on him the title Vedanta Visharata. For all his contribution to Sanskrit, the Government of India conferred on him the President's Medal in the year 2013. Even at this ripe age, he is a nonagerian. He continues his mission with unremitting devotion and attention to the preservation of the culture of this. As I come to the end of my address this evening, slightly long as it were, may the Jagannatha, Kamakoti Kamakshi, shed her grace on all of them. May they live a long life, a life of purpose, healthy. May they achieve the objects of their Jarma. May the good goddess bless us too, so that we can draw a leaf from the life of nobility of all these men, incorporate it to our lives through passage of time, in our eternal quest in this pilgrimage of perfection, a little of the selflessness, sacrifice and seva that has been the hallmark of their lives, and then make our lives sublime. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Dr. V. Shankar, for most insightful, intriguing, fascinating welcome address, covering the background of all the awardees in detail. Let us commence to the main function of the day. Subramaniam Jaishankar is an Indian diplomat, as President mentioned, and politician serving as a Minister of External Affairs of the Government of India since 30th May 2019. Ever since he was appointed as External Affairs Minister, he has brought a perceptible change in the worldview of India and respect to the global issues. He has represented India's interest and fostered friendly relationships with countries around the world. He has kept the tricolour flying while assuming varied posts like ambassadors to US in 2013, Director of East European Division of the Ministry, Ambassador to Czech Republic, Ambassador to China between 2009 to 2013. As President mentioned, Bharat Matters, which he published in 2024, is indeed a culmination of all the efforts that he has put in the last 4 decades. Though physically not present here and very much emotionally he is with us, and we shall first read the citation of Dr. S. Jaishankar, Honorable Union Minister of External Affairs, by Sureka Joshi.
नमो नमः. श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वराय नमः. श्री चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती स्वामी पुरस्कारः. सार्ध-द्विसहस्रेभ्यः संवत्सरेभ्यः पूर्वं परम पवित्र भारत देशांतर्गत केरलीय कालट्याख्य पुण्यक्षेत्रे आर्यांबा शिवगुरु दंपत्योः सर्वेषां शिवं सुखं करोतीति शंकर इति सार्थक नाम्ना विभूषितः श्री शंकरोऽवततार. अष्टवयसः पूर्वमेव सन्यासाश्रमं स्वीकृत्य आसेतु हिमाचलं भारतदेशं पर्यटन्तः दुर्मतान् दूरीकृत्य सनातनधर्मं स्थापयन्तः 32तमे सप्तमोक्षपुरीषु अन्यतमायां शक्तिपीठेषु प्रधानभूतायां श्री कांचीनगर्यां सर्वज्ञपीठमारुह्य श्री कामकोटि कामाक्ष्याः पुरतः श्री चक्राख्य महायंत्रं प्रतिष्ठाप्य जगन्मातुः श्री कामाक्षी देव्याः प्राकारे एव जीवनमुक्ताः सन्तः अद्यापि विराजन्ते. तत्रैव भक्तान् अनुगृह्णन्ति च ते शंकर भगवत्पादाः. तत् कामकोटिपीठं बहवः यतीन्द्राः अलङ्कुर्वन्ति स्म. तत्र 68तमः पीठाधिपतयः श्री चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती संयमेन्द्राः 13 वयसि गृहीत तुरीयाश्रमाः 100 संवत्सराणि यावत् तपसा ध्यानेन श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर सपर्यया पादयात्रया च आसेतु हिमाचलं जनान् पुनन्तः तत्र तत्र धर्म प्रतिष्ठापनं कुर्वन्तः श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठीय श्रीमठे एव ब्रह्मनिष्ठाः जीवन्मुक्ताः सन्तः महास्वामिन् इति लोकोत्तर पदवीं प्राप्य सम्प्रत्यपि अस्मान् अनुगृह्णन्ति. तत्र भवतां महास्वामिनः संस्मरणार्थं मुम्बापुरीस्थ दक्षिण भारतीय विद्या संस्था अस्मदाशीर्वाद पुरस्सरं बहूनि विद्याधिष्ठानानि प्रचालयन्ति. सम्प्रति श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठ श्री चंद्रशेखरेंद्र सरस्वती पुरस्कारं दातुमिच्छति. तदर्थं निधि निक्षेपणं कृत्वा तस्य निक्षेपणस्य प्रमुख पोषकत्वेन अस्मान् निरचयिषीत्. सर्वामात्य गुणान्वितो बुधवर राष्ट्रावने दीक्षितः दूतानां गुरुरग्रिमो नयविदां वन्द्यः प्रवेकः सुधीः मान्य श्री जयशंकर सुमहित श्रीचन्द्रमौलीक्षणात् मंत्री राजतु संधि विग्रह विदाम अग्रेसरः संततम्। श्रीमती सुलोचना श्री सुब्रह्मण्यम दंपत्योः बहुकाल सुकृत जाल फलायितोऽस्ति जयशंकरः। पितृचरणा अस्य रक्षा क्षेत्रे आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तर कीर्ति भाजो व्यराजन्त। भारतीयान्तरिक्ष रक्षा विधाने चिरं यावत् प्रभावशीला व्यद्योतन्त। भारतस्य संधि विग्रह परिषदः सभ्यवरेण्यः तथा भारतीयाण्वस्त्र नियन्त्रणस्य प्रधाना नीति विचारणशीलाश्चासन्। श्रीमान जयशंकर महाभागश्च देहलीस्थे स्टीफन कलाशालायां रसायनशास्त्रे स्नातककक्षां समाप्य जवाहरलाल नेहरू विश्वविद्यालयात् राजनीतिशास्त्रे एमफिल तथा गवेषणोपाधिना च परिमण्डितोऽभूत्। तत्रैव आण्वास्त्रनय विषये लब्धपाटवोऽपि व्यराजत। 910 संवत्सरे विदेश व्यवहार मन्त्रिपदस्य निर्वहणादारभ्य अत्यंत क्लिष्टासु समस्यासु स्वकीय निर्णय विशेषैः आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तरे भारतस्योपरि दृष्टिकोनं शुभमातनित्। बहोः कालात् परं विश्वस्य महतः जनतंत्र प्रधानस्य भारतदेशस्य ध्वनिः वैश्विकस्तरे समुचितरूपेण श्रुत इत्यत्र अयमेव कारणीभूतः इति महतः प्रमोदस्य विषयः। विश्वस्तरे समस्तैरपि देशैः मैत्री खचित स्नेह प्रदर्शनेन समावर्जिता सकल देशा इत्यस्य महिमा बोभूयते तमाम्। 302 संवत्सरे अमेरिका देशस्य संदेशहारी रूपेण प्राग यूरोपीय विभागस्य निदेशक रूपेण भारतीय राष्ट्रपतेः प्रचारक रूपेण झेक गणतंत्र देशस्य दूतवर रूपेण सिंहपुरस्य साधिकार प्रतिनिधि रूपेण 9002 तः 302 संवत्सर पर्यन्तं चीन देशाय प्रहित दूत रूपेण च विदेश मंत्रालयेन दत्तेषु अधिकारेषु निज सामर्थ्यावर्जित सकल हृदयोऽसौ भारतस्य त्रिवर्णां पताकाम् उच्चैः समतोलयत्। 502 तः 802 संवत्सर पर्यन्तं विदेश सचिव रूपेण व्यापार वाणिज्य क्षेत्रे स्थिरां तीव्राञ्च अभिवृद्धिं समानयत्। भारतस्य विदेश व्यवहार नीतौ गतेभ्यः 40 संवत्सरेभ्यः अस्यैव योगदानम् अतुलम् इति निश्चप्रचम्। राष्ट्रसेवा महामख दीक्षितोऽसौ एतत् पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्हः इति नास्ति संशयलवः। तमैनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्संबंधिनां च महात्रिपुर सुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर कृपा विलासैः सकल श्रेयः परंपरा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायण स्मरण पूर्वकम् आशास्महे।
To receive the award on behalf of Dr. Jaishankar, we have Dr. Rajesh Gawande, the head of the passport services in this part of the country, who has been told by the minister's office to receive it on his behalf and then give it to him. It's our pleasure that he is with us today. Sir.
This is a painting done by the students and also the citation which is being framed. A bag of books to Dr. Jaishankar. Since he could not be here with us personally, physically, we have a video addressed by Dr. Jaishankar, which we shall just display in a few minutes. This is for Dr. Rajesh Gavande by Dr. V. Shankar. Let's watch the video address by Dr. Jaishankar.
Esteemed dignitaries, management, teachers and students of SIES institutions, friends, Namaskar. And let me begin by thanking the South Indian Education Society, SIES, for this exceptional honor. It is special because the award being given by one of the oldest educational societies of our country. But even more so, since it is named after a great spiritual figure of our times, Mahaswami Shri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi. We all know that Mahaperiyar led our spiritual awakening at a critical juncture of our contemporary history. Egalitarian in his outlook and inclusive in his precepts, the sage of Kanchipuram was the very epitome of leadership in spiritual and public life. Friends, the profound influence of the Mahaswami is felt even today by all of us on so many issues. What perhaps resonates most strongly is the manner in which he espoused our culture, traditions and heritage. Let us not forget that he was one of the earliest to adopt Khadi in support of Mahatma Gandhi's call for Swadeshi. Throughout his life, he remained deeply focused on the interests of the nation and societal well-being. At the same time, he had a strong international outlook. His memorable composition of Maitrim Bhajata, later sung at the United Nations by Bharat Ratna M.S. Subbulakshmi, spoke of his belief in universal brotherhood and compassion. He interacted with thinkers and scholars from different parts of the world and all walks of life. He was revered for his wisdom and conviction, as well as for his extreme simplicity, austerity, and true renunciation. So, when I received Dr. Shankar's letter conveying the decision of the awards committee, I felt it was loaded with blessings and benediction of Mahaswami. Friends, whenever we contemplate the life and message of someone like Mahaperiyar, it is natural to reflect on the lessons that it may hold for us. Our nation and society are poised today at a crucial juncture. On the one hand, the last decade has demonstrated that we have the capabilities, the confidence, and most importantly, the commitment to advance development across broad fronts. We have shown that age-old problems of poverty, of discrimination, of lack of opportunity, all of them can indeed be addressed. On the global stage, we have established ourselves as an independent power, but one committed to global good, especially the well-being of the global south. At the same time, however, the constraints and limitations that have long been our bane still remain in play. There are viewpoints and ideologies which are more pessimistic, divisive, and even denigrating of ourselves. As a democratic polity and a pluralistic society, an active debate is underway today as to the course the nation will take in the coming times. It is discussed in intellectual circles and argued in the political arena. At the end of the day, both the direction and destination would depend on our identity as a people, our convictions as a society, and our vision as a nation. It is in that regard that the thoughts and teachings of Mahaparivar are so instructive. Friends, if there is a single concept that is the fulcrum of this process, it is the belief in Bharat. What that signifies is a determination to capture the full value of our past civilization, rather than allow ourselves to be defined by others. For too long, we were schooled to visualize modernity and progress as a rejection of our heritage and traditions. Perhaps this came from affinity for imported models, or perhaps it was a discomfort with our own practices. But now, as the deepening of democracy has thrown up more authentic voices in every domain, we are rediscovering ourselves. And in that process, we are also finding again our own persona. It is the deep inherent unity of our existence that has allowed diversity to flower in our land. This should never be misportrayed as a negotiation between parts that are actually so integral. Nor can our great nation be projected as an idea. On the contrary, it is a timeless reality and an enduring feature in a changing world. Friends, a direct consequence of this development is greater assertion of our sense of independence. This does not just mean taking a stance different where required from the dominant thinking of the day. It is expressed even more in the ability to analyze problems and find solutions for ourselves. Examples of this mindset are very diverse because they span so many domains and address new situations every day. In foreign policy, for example, it could be advocacy of diplomacy and dialogue during a conflict when much of the world has actually turned its back on it. Equally, it may mean uncompromising opposition to terrorism and hostage-taking when others, for political convenience, may choose to gloss over it. Or for that matter, stand up for the African Union in the G20 or for the Global South during the COVID pandemic. Independence should also never be confused for neutrality. We will do whatever is right in our national interest and for global good without being intimidated to conform. In the final analysis, Bharat can never permit others to have a veto on its choices. Friends, we are an exceptional nation, and we are exceptional because we are a civilizational state. Such a country will only exercise influence when it fully leverages its cultural strengths in the global arena. To do that, it is essential that we ourselves, and I refer here especially to the younger generation, we ourselves are fully aware of the value and significance of our heritage. This can be articulated at various levels, but most important, should have an impact at the societal one. When we laud the Vishwakarmas when we promote one district, one product. When we look at the revival of Sri Anna or popularize the practice of Ayurveda, there is a larger import to these endeavors. In the last decade, the most successful cultural initiative globally has been the International Day of Yoga. When Bharat is etched more deeply in global consciousness, its repercussions are truly profound. Indeed, in a world that is grappling with unhealthy habits, stressed lifestyles, or recurring climate events, there is much learning to be gained from our heritage. But the world will only know when we ourselves take pride in it. In an age of globalization, technology and tradition must march together in lockstep. Bharat will inevitably progress, but it must do so without losing its Bharatiyata. Only then can we truly emerge as a leading power in a multipolar world. As we work towards that objective, Mahaswami will always remain as an inspiration. I conclude by paying my deep respects as I receive this honor named after me. Thank you for your attention.
Yes, Bharat Matters. Those of Dr. Jaishankar, who was conferred with the Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi National Eminence Award for Public Leadership. We have next Dr. R.V. Ramani for Community Leadership. I opened two gifts this morning, my two eyes. Formed in 1977 by Dr. R.V. Ramani, Shankara Eye Foundation, India, is a social eye care enterprise with 45 years of its presence, providing cost-effective community eye health services to the underprivileged sections of the society in India. Today, Shankara is a group of hospitals with a world-class facilities and robust infrastructure, and catering to the rural and urban population across 9 states of India for the last 47 years, and have touched nothing less than 10 million lives, performed over 2.6 million free eye surgeries for the poor. Gift of Vision has been the Shankara's most remarkable vision restoration project, reaching out to the poor and providing an eye care to the doorsteps completely free of cost. Today, Shankara is one of the largest community eye care service providers in India, and the only organization treating 80% of its beneficiaries completely free of cost and cross-subsidizing the expenses with income generated from 20% of paying beneficiaries. Effective financial planning, transformational partnership, innovative ideas and structural training process is all that Shankara has been adopted to rationalize its vision restoration project in the nation. Among many awards, even Padma Shri sits on Dr. R.V. Ramani's shoulders in a very light manner. I request Dr. V. Shankar to offer the award, and Dr. Ramani, please. After this. Good. Citation after this. Felicit. I request Sureka Joshi to read the citation along with the felicitation.
नमो नमः। जननयन चिकित्सा दीक्षया लब्ध कीर्तिः बिरुद निकरमाला भूषितो वैद्यराजः विलसतु भुवि दीप्त्या वीक्षणात् चन्द्रमौलेः प्रथितरमणिनामा प्रीतिपात्रं प्रजानाम्। श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठस्य आचार्य परंपरया सर्वोपरि सेवा इति ध्येयवाक्यं मनसि कृत्य भारतीय धार्मिक ग्रंथानां बोधनानुसारेण जीवनस्य महोन्नत दिशः प्रसारणाय समारब्धो विलसन्ति शंकर नेत्रालयः तदनुबद्धाः चिकित्सालयाश्च। श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठ पीठाधीशानां अनुग्रह पुंजं पुरस्कृत्य वैद्य श्री रमणी महाभागेन सप्तनवैकतमे संवत्सरे नेत्र चिकित्सार्थं श्री कांची कामकोटि वैद्य निधि निक्षेपः समुपारब्धः। गतेभ्यः सप्तचत्वारिंशत् संवत्सरेभ्यः वैश्विकतरे नेत्रचिकित्सा प्रदानमेव शङ्करनेत्रालय संस्थायाः मुख्यमुद्देश्यं विराजते। उच्चस्तर नेत्रचिकित्सा भारतीय ग्रामेषु अपि 13 नेत्रचिकित्सालयद्वारा प्राप्यते इति 14 नेत्रचिकित्सालयाः अचिरात् वाराणस्याम् अपि समुद्घाटयत इति नितराम् आमोदकरः विषयः। शङ्करनेत्रालयेषु 10 लाख जनानां चिकित्सा अकारि इति 2.5 लाख जनानां नेत्रचिकित्सा निःशुल्का आतनीति तथा लक्षशतक ग्रामीण जनान् निरोगान् अकार्षित् इति च महदानन्दस्य विषयः। एते चिकित्सालयाः प्रतिदिनं परसहस्रं निःशुल्क नेत्रचिकित्सा शिबिराणि चालयन्ति इति नितराम् अभिनन्दनार्हाः भवन्ति। 80% फलभाजः ग्रामीणा जनाः इति अस्य सेवा विशेषः सकलान् अतिशेते इति नात्युक्तिः। वैद्यशिरोमणिः अयं स्वकीय अनितर साधारण सेवाभिः अकिञ्चनार्तिं मार्जयन् भारतीय राष्ट्र सेवां विधाय देशस्य रत्नकीर्तेः पताकाम् उत्तोलयति इति निश्चप्रचम्। महनीय कीर्ति मंदिरे स्वकीय प्रतिष्ठा विधानस्य स्वयमेव स्थानं चिनोति इति अस्य कीर्तिः बोभूयते। सेवानिरतस्य मानवस्य प्रतिष्ठा दिनाद्दिनं यद्यपि वर्धते तथापि एतादृशानाम् अनितर साधारण साध्य सेवा धुरन्धराणां राष्ट्रीय स्तरे सम्माननम् अपि इतरां तादृश सेवायै प्रचोदयति इति सत्यम्। पद्मश्री प्रभृतीनि बिरुदानि अस्य कीर्तिमुकुटे हिरायन्ते इति सर्वथा बिरुदार्होऽयं जनः इति निश्चप्रचम्। तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्सम्बन्धिनां च श्री महात्रिपुर सुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकल श्रेय परंपरा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायण स्मरण पूर्वकम् आशास्महे।
That was Dr. V. Amini for community leadership. The next we have Dr. Govindaraja Padmanabhan for science and technology. Science and technology multiply around us. To an increasing extent, they dictate the languages in which we speak and think. Either we use all those languages or we remain mute. Govindaraja Padmanabhan is an Indian biochemist and biotechnologist. He was a former director of the Indian Institute of Science and presently serves as a honorary professor in the Department of Biochemistry in the Indian Institute of Science and Chancellor of the Central University of Tamil Nadu. Indian Institute of Science today stands tall indeed, to which he has much claim for some of its achievements. From a student to a professor and later as director of the institute and now a honorary faculty of biochemistry spanning over 3 decades. Recipient of Vignan Ratna Award in 2024, the first scientist to receive the highest national award in science. This adds much glory to his cluttered hat, which adorns with Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan and many more. Requesting Sureka Joshi to give a comprised citation on Govindaraja Padmanabhan.
नमो नमः। मंत्वा जीवरसायनाम्बुनिवहे संलब्ध मुक्ता फल विज्ञानाटविकेसरी बुधवरो विज्ञानरत्नायिता प्रौद्योदादिकलापटु गुणनिधि श्रीपद्मनाभाभिध श्रीमच्चन्दिरमौलिवीक्षणचयै देदीप्यतां भूतले। जीवशास्त्रे तथा जीव प्रौद्योगिके च विश्व प्रथितः विबुधवरेण्यः असौ पद्मनाभन गोविंद नामा जीवाणुमूलकतया औषध परिणामावगमनाय हिमोप्रोटीन इत्यांशस्य जीव संशोधन विज्ञाने साइटोक्रोम 450 इत्यस्य तथा सेटोक्रोम ऑक्सीडेज इत्यस्य च अवबोधनं विधाय अनितरलभ्यां कीर्तिम् अलभत। जीव प्रौद्योगिक क्षेत्रे जीव प्रौद्योगिक व्यवहार साह्य परिषदम् उद्भाव्य तदानुषंगिक संस्थाभिः बहूनि साधनानि उदपादयत्। बेंगलुरु नगरस्था भारतीय विज्ञान संस्था भारते तदा विदेशेषु च अतिमान्या संस्था विभाति। तस्याः कीर्ति व्यवस्थापकेषु कार्येषु अस्य विदुषः भागः अधिकः इति तद्द्वारैव विश्वप्रथितस्थितिं च सा संस्था प्राप्नोत् इति च निश्चप्रचं वक्तुं शक्यते। तत्रैव छात्ररूपेण प्रविश्य ततः प्राचार्यरूपेण ततः निदेशकपदम् अलङ्कृत्य इदानीं संभाविताध्यापकरूपेण जीवरसायनशास्त्रं गतेभ्यः 30 वर्षेभ्यः बोधयन् अयं धीरः संस्थाम् अभिवृद्धां विधाय असंख्यान् छात्रान् निज कीर्ति पताका समुत्तोलकान् इव उदपादयत्। ये च छात्रमणयः स्वयं विज्ञानिनः सन्तः तादृश काश विकासिता विराजन्ते। 4202 तमे संवत्सरे विज्ञान रत्नमिति बिरुदेन अंकितः अयं धीरः तस्य राष्ट्रीय स्तर विशिष्टस्य बिरुदस्य प्रथमः स्वीकर्तेति अस्य बिरुदस्य स्वीकारे नितराम् अर्हः इति नास्ति संशीति लेशोऽपि। तमेनम् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्संबंधिनां च महात्रिपुर सुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकल श्रेय परंपरा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायण स्मरण पूर्वकम् आशास्महे।
Dr. V. Shankar conferring the Chandrasekarendra National Eminence Award to Govindarajan Padmanabhan. We have a shawl and there is a cardamom garland, there is a spatikamala. All of this for all the awardees we have. There is a citation. There is a headgear too this time, a newly adorned. Pack of books, a citation and a photograph, a picture painted by the student of SIES, and the glittering lamp. A bag of books and this is the painting done by the students. Glittering lamp to each of the awardee. We have with us Dr. Mullai Vasal R. Krishnamurti Shastrigal for Spirituality and Philosophy. Shubha Swagatam Adarniya Mahodaya Subramanya Shastrigal. Adarniya Vidya Vidanite Satyajnanasya Prakashaka Dharma Margasya Preraka Bhavataha Sanidhyam Asmakam Saubhagyam Mangalam Charitam Chirayushya Sarvesham Hitaya Karyam Vidiyatam Bhavataha Suputra Dr. R. Ram Subramaniam Tathacha Parivara Janasya Api Swagatam Vyavaharami. Dr. R. Krishnamurti Shastrigal, a postgraduate from the Madras University in Indian philosophy, is a managing trustee. Besides undergoing the traditional training in completing Veda Adhyayana, he has studied under able acharyas on Mimamsa and Veda Shastra. One of the interesting things that Shastrigal has been engaged in is the Mullai Vasal Heritage Trust, which was formed in 2000, which has been taking interest in publishing books on Indian knowledge system, which has been such an interesting forte of the national education policy today, culture and heritage, and make them available at a very reasonable cost. He also has a record lectures on Indian culture and heritage, including on architectural skills, archaeological sculptures, and established library of recorded lectures in audio cassettes. They have also identified indigenous scholars and honor them by giving them a honorarium for giving lectures. I'm just picking up only few of the things in which Shastrigal has been engaged in. They identify poor children without distinction of caste, creed and sex, and provide assistance in respect to food, dress, and reimburse educational expenses. They also identify poor unmarried girls without distinction of caste and creed and help them to have the marriage expenses taken care of by them. They also identify really needy people and provide them with financial assistance towards medical treatment. Such men are indeed very rare. Ena kenapi santosham janayet tadeva ishvara pujanam. Here we have Dr. S. Krishnamurti Shastrigal. The citation will be read by Sureka Joshi.
Namo Namaha. Amnayambikaya krita priyasutatve nasti yasmin rati येनायं निखिलोऽपि शास्त्रनिकर तिष्ये समुज्जीविता सोऽयं धीधनवल्लभो विजयतां श्रीचन्द्रमौलीक्षणात् नानाशास्त्रमहाम्बुधे विधुनिभः श्रीकृष्णमूर्तिः सुधीः नानाशास्त्रवार राशि मुक्ताफलायिताः वेदाम्बिका प्रियतनयायिताः भाष्याम्बुधि रत्नायिताः उदुतोदिताः आचार्य कृष्णमूर्ति शास्त्रिणः कृष्ण यजुर्वेद कौस्तुभं निज नाम सार्थकीकरणायैव अग्रहीषुः मद्रपुरीस्थायां संस्कृत कलाशालायां वेदांत शिरोमणि बिरुदं ससुवर्ण पदकं प्राप्य एसवी विश्वविद्यालयात् साहित्ये स्नातकोत्तर कक्षां तथा मद्रपुरी विश्वविद्यालयाच्च शोधोपाधिं च अलभन्त। श्रीमद् शंकर भगवत्पादैः प्रतिष्ठापितस्य अद्वैत वेदान्तस्य प्रचारणे बद्ध दीक्षा अमी लोकोत्तर कीर्त्या विध्वराजिताः भगवत्पाद मुखारविंद गलितं प्रस्थानत्रय भाष्य मकरंद सौरभं दिक्षु प्रसारयन्तः विराजन्ते। अमी च महान्तः सिद्धान्तत्रय साराख्यं ग्रन्थं द्रविड़ भाषायां तथा शास्त्रार्थ सुममंजरी इति वेदांत प्रश्नोत्तर मालिकेति ग्रन्थद्वयं च देववाण्यां विरचय्य गैवाणी सेवामातनिषुः ग्रन्थलिप्यां तथा नागरी लिप्यांच कृष्ण यजुर्वेद ग्रंथंच प्राचिकषन् वेद भाष्यस्य तथा वेदान्तस्य च अध्यापनाय युवकेषु संस्कृतस्य तथा दर्शन ग्रंथानांच पठनाय प्रोत्साहनं विधातुं ब्रह्म विद्या भवनम् इति पठन केन्द्रम् उपाक्रमन्त। मुल्लै वात्सल्य पारंपर्य निधि निक्षेपस्य निर्वहण रक्षक रूपेण भारतीय विज्ञान परंपरायाः कुल्यानां परिचयने रक्षणे प्रसारणे च प्रकाशनादि विविधाभिः सामग्रीभिः यतन्ते। श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठाधीशानां करकमल दत्ताभ्यां भाष्य रत्नम शास्त्र रत्नाकर इति बिरुदाभ्यां तथा शृंगगिरी मठेन दत्तेन वेदांत विशारद बिरुदेन तिरुपतिस्थ राष्ट्रीय संस्कृत विद्यापीठेन दत्तेन महामहोपाध्याय बिरुदेन च अंकिताः इमे बिरुदजाल विभ्राजित यशोमुकुटा विलसन्ति। त्रैकशून्यद्वितमे संवत्सरे अमीशां दैर्वाणी सेवाम् आजीवकृतां विलोक्य राष्ट्रपति पुरस्कारः अमीशां कीर्तिकिरीटे हीरवत् आभूषितः। प्राचीन ज्ञान समुदायस्य प्रसारणे तथा संरक्षणे च अमीशाम् आजीव दीक्षा अद्वैत वेदांत क्षेत्रे तथा इतरेषु अपि शास्त्रेषु दीपस्तंभायते इति इमे अस्मै पुरस्काराय नितराम् अर्हा इत्यत्र नास्ति मतिद्वैधम्। तानेनान् अनेन पुरस्कारेण सम्मानयन्त्याः साउथ इंडियन एजुकेशनल सोसाइटी संस्थायाः तत्संबंधिनां च महात्रिपुर सुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वर कृपाविलासैः सकल श्रेयः परंपरा प्राप्तिर्भूयात् इति नारायण स्मरण पूर्वकम् आशास्महे।
Conferring the award to Dr. Krishnamurti Sastrigal for philosophy and social leadership. Immense contribution to Vedadhyayana and Advaita Pracharaka, Dr. Sastrigal is receiving each of the item of the awardee, the cardamom garland. There's a new headgear this year for all the awardees, the national flag. It's a bag of books that you can touch. There's a check that is being handed over to Sastrigal. A bag of books. Just to Totutapuram Sastrigal. There's a citation and the picture drawn by the student of SIS. That's the citation received by Mullai Vasil Dr. Krishnamurti Sastrigal, Chandrasekarendra National Eminence Award for Philosophy and Social Leadership. It's a glittering lamp to Sastrigal. We shall hear the response. Photograph. Dr. Ramani and Dr. Padmanabhan can stand next to him. It will be easy. One lamp. Get it here. Cover it. Leave it. Go behind. Life-size lamp it is. This special picture for the press, I presume. Now we shall have the response of each of the awardee. May I invite Dr. R.V. Ramani to give your response for the award.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha, Jai Jai Shankara, Har Har Shankara. President of SIES, Dr. Shankar, Honorable Minister Dr. Jai Shankar, who could not be present here, Dr. Padmanabhan, Mullaivasal Krishnamurti Sastrikar, SIES team, ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed humbled, I'm honored, and I'm privileged to receive this recognition. Humbled because, as our Honorable Minister said, the award and recognition is in the name of the Mahapariva. Makes us feel humble. Honored because, looking at the stalwarts who have received this recognition in the past several years, we feel honored that we could also come and receive this kind of a recognition. And we are privileged, along with the dignitaries who are here, the recipients of today, we are privileged. Dear friends, I accept this on behalf of Team Shankara, the Board of Trustees, the Steering Council and the Leadership Council members, the doctors and staff, the entire Team Shankara, close to around 2,500 of them. I received this award with humility. Our journey started in the year 1977, 48 years ago. It was His Holiness Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi who motivated and inspired both myself and our co-founder, my wife Dr. Radha, to initiate a program like this way back in 1977. The dream of Shankara, the dream called Shankara, started in 1977 way back in Coimbatore. It was supported by friends who trusted us, and a divine light which has been guiding us all through. Even today, with the blessings of His Holiness Sri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamigal, the journey is proceeding. As we look back with pardonable pride, there are close to around 11 important contributors for this journey, all through. We chose a need-based cause. Blindness in India, most of you will know that almost 1/3 of the world's blind population live in our country because of our huge population. But the irony is, 80% of them, they don't have to be blind at all. It's either preventable or curable blindness. So we chose a need-based cause 48 years ago. We said we'll have clear goals: preventive eye care, curative eye care, and rehabilitative eye care for the children, the adults, and the incurably blind. The third one, we said we should have a very transparent approach, right through, with high ethical values. We made it clear that our and our values have to be highly ethical. We developed a highly committed team, Team Shankara. Teamwork need not necessarily mean unanimity of ideas, but it necessarily means unanimity of purpose. So a team with unanimity of purpose was created, and they took the institution the forward march. Even in the beginning, we thought that human resource development should be an integral part, So we created Shankara Academy of Vision. When somebody comes in as a manpower, mold the person, a metamorphosis happens, they become a human asset and human capital. So we said human resource development has to be an integral part. Process and systems, when we want to go pan-India, in India every state, different language, different culture, different expectations, socio-economic status, we said process and systems should play an important role. So we incorporated right from key performance indicators to balance scorecards. We said process and systems should play a very important role. For all this, a robust organizational structure. By our chairman and 9 board members. Then we had a steering council. We have a steering council, 7 of our very close friends who are passionate about Shankara. Each one is a leader in his own field of activity, her own field of activity. And they are supported by the leadership council, the full-time younger generation, our presidents, our HR, finance and internal auditing team. Friends, this kind of a robust organizational structure with process and systems have been taken Shankara forward. We said we should have a replicable and a sustainable model. No institution can run only expecting donations forever. So we chose a unique model of 80-20, wherein 80% of the beneficiaries are the rural poor who get totally free eye care. While the balance 20% of the affordable section, they pay for the treatment, thereby make the institution self-sustaining. Second line of leaders for perpetuity, so important. 20 years back, we started developing our second line of leaders who are taking the institution forward now. Community involvement, in Tamil we used to call it as Oor Kudi Theruzhukkum. That is, whenever in a village there is a temple cart in a festival, the temple cart is not pulled by just 1 or 2 people or 2 families. The entire village joined together to pull the temple cart. So similarly, many people, individuals, philanthropic families, corporates, various organizations, service organizations like Rotary, all of them came forward and said, we would like to be with you. So it was community involvement. With all these things taken care, my dear friends, it was the divine guidance and divine will which has taken up to this level. Friends, 14 hospitals today. The last one, as it was mentioned, in Varanasi, inaugurated by our Honorable Prime Minister. The next one coming up in Patna. Close to around 1 crore people have been touched so far. 70 lakhs patients have been examined in the villages. 27 lakh patients have been operated free of cost. 1,000 free eye surgeries every day across India. And how did this happen? One of our very close friends then said, how do we define an organization like this? He said, it is a world-class eye care with a social impact. Harry Emerson, a famous thinker and philosopher, defines life. He says, to learn much, to win the appreciation of honest critics, to endure the betrayal of false friends, to win over the affection of children, to love beauty, to make this world a bit better, whether by a green garden patch or a redeemed social condition, to know that even one life breathes easier because of us. That is to have succeeded. Friends, in this mission for vision, it has given us an opportunity to make not one life, but millions and millions of life breathe easier. I conclude, before I do that, in our onward march, the way forward, we are looking at pursuit of excellence as a hallmark of the institution, while not losing out on the Shankara work culture. I would like to thank SIES, Dr. Shankar, and a small little reciprocal gesture from our side. We have our own hospital, our Junjanwala Shankara Hospital at Panvel. We have a program called Rainbow, the preventive eye care for school children. Not many of you would know that close to around 15% of school-going children have undetected visual defects. Which the child doesn't know, the parents do not know, nor the teachers know. So we will take up screening all the children in all the SIS institutions as our part of contribution. Dear friends, I conclude my acceptance words with the words of Rabindranath Tagore, which always inspired us right from our childhood, our school days. Tagore in Gitanjali says, where the head is held high, where the mind is without fear, where the knowledge is free, where the words come from the depth of truth, where the world is not broken down by narrow domestic walls, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. By giving vision to millions of people, they have created a vision for themselves. We are indeed honored by your very presence today, sir. Requesting a response from Dr. Govindaraja Padmanabhan, the recipient of the National Eminence Award today.
Dr. Shankar, distinguished colleagues on the dais and off the dais, it's indeed a great privilege and honor for me to have been chosen for this award in the name of Sri Chandrasekarendra Saraswathi, who has been traditionally the Kanchi Math has been our gurus in the family. Therefore, I don't consider this as an award but a blessing. I joined the Indian Institute of Science in 1961 and I have been there ever since, except for my 10 visits to the University of Chicago. And only, of course, you go there to do research, but my other goal was to bring technologies back to India. So I will come back home, try to standardize. It will not work in India so easily. It will take about 6 months. Once it is standardized, I will run a workshop and try to spread it among colleagues in the country. That's been one of maybe considered as my contributions to science in India. I work with the malaria parasite. It's a very wily parasite. It evolved with human evolution. And therefore, it's still sometimes we don't understand. We do think that we have eliminated malaria. Far away from that, even in Mumbai, construction workers, have a small pond, and there are mosquitoes, get bitten, and do get malaria. There is no vaccine for malaria. Therefore, only drugs. So, parasite is smarter than scientists. We keep on discovering new drugs. It will work for 4 or 5 years. It will become resistant. And then you again go for it or try to develop a vaccine. I don't want to give a lecture on malaria. There were reasons why you don't have a vaccine against malaria. It's a very complex issue. But that's been my science goal. And the University of Chicago helped me a great deal to bring technologies back to India, which has been worth the while actually. I have produced something like 50 plus PhDs. They're all leaders in science all over the country, all over the world. So it is, I requested a few of them whether it would be possible for them to attend. Dr. Rohit Srivastava, my colleague, is a professor at the All India Institute, at Institute of Technology in Mumbai. And I've been connected with the Ashraj Biotech in Mumbai. And one of the founders, Mrs. Bharat Daga, is here. It's indeed very nice of him. Our colleague, Dr. Rita Mullerkar, we all work in committees. She's been formerly of ACTREC in Mumbai. Very nice of them to be here on this occasion, actually. So, my other passion, apart from science, of course, my family, my wife is here, my son and daughter-in-law have also come here. I have not been to a shop or a bank, and I don't know how to draw money, honestly. I wrote like this in my first memoir. I wrote 2 memoirs. And the newspapers only published scientists not been to a shop or a bank. They didn't talk about the science I am doing. But this is all they highlighted. And I got letters, you have not been to a bank, you have not been to a shop. So, this is very interesting. I just thought I would share this small anecdote with you. What else I should say? Other passion, as I said, is music. I learned Carnatic music for 15 years. So, I requested Dr. Shankar, I want to show off my talent to this audience by singing a small song. He said, please go ahead. So I will end by just singing a song. I don't know how you will take it. Chandrasekarendra Isha Sundareshwara Gaurisha Sanjadadara Chandrasekarendra Isha Sundareshwara Gaurisha Sanjadadara Antivannane Shambho Arulmukkanana Swayambhu Chinde Tirthavandai Chinde Tirthavandai Chinde Tirthavandai Chidambaresha Kailasavasa Chandrasekhara Isha Sundareshwara Thank you.
Vidya Dadati Vinayam, it is said, such a unassuming scientist we had, who is also coupled with a good singer. Thank you so much for your response, Dr. Govindarajan Padmanabhan. I also acknowledge the presence of Mrs. Govindarajan and the family for your gracious presence for the function today. May I request Dr. Shastrigal to deliver his response.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidyashavahai Om Shanti 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 Shri Chandrasekarendra Sankareti Agriti Trite Bhritrayivayaha Kamakoti Padabhushanu Guruhu Bhashyakritu Kuvalayam Punatu Saha. இந்த ஸ்லோகமானது பெரியவாளால தன்னாலே எழுதப்பட்ட ஸ்லோகம். ரொம்ப வருஷம் முன்னாடி காஞ்சி பெரியவா, நம்ம பெரியவா, பாலப்பெரியவா, அதே போல ஆதிசங்கர பகவத்பாதாருடைய முக்கியமாக இருந்த சங்கருக்கு முக்கியமாக இருக்கக்கூடிய காமாட்சி எல்லாம் சேர்த்து 5 பேரையும் சேர்த்து ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் எழுதணும் அப்படின்னு பெரியவா சொன்னான். பெரியவா சொன்னாக்க சாதாரண அங்கே பண்டிதர்கள் நாங்கள்லாம் சேர்ந்து எழுதுகிற ஸ்லோகம் உண்டு. 4-5 ஸ்லோகம் ஒன்றுனா எழுதி 5-6 ஸ்லோகம் எழுதி பண்ணுவோம். பிடி ராஜன்கிறவர் கொண்டு கொடுத்தார். ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் எழுதினோம், ஒன்று பெரியவாளை பற்றி, ஒன்று பெரியவாளை பற்றி, அதுக்கப்புறம் புதுப்பெரியாளை பற்றி, பெரியவாளை பற்றி, இப்படி எல்லாம் எழுதியிருந்தா என்னடா ஸ்லோகம் சின்னது, ஒரே ஸ்லோகத்தை ஆகிய எல்லா ஸ்லோகமும் வர வேண்டாமா, எல்லாரையும் சங்கரர்னு கொண்டு சேர்க்கணும்னு சொன்னார். சங்கரங்கிறதுக்காக அதுக்காக ஒரு ஸ்லோகம் எழுதினார். பெரியவா எழுதின ஸ்லோகம் அது. ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர ஜெயேந்திர சங்கரேதி. ஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகர சரஸ்வதி, ஜெயந்த் சரஸ்வதி, சங்கர விஜயன் சரஸ்வதி, இந்த 3 பேராக இருக்கக்கூடிய 3 பேர் சேர்ந்தது ஒரே வடிவமான ஒரு தெய்வத்தை எப்படி காமகோட்டி பதபூஷணோ குருஹு. காமகோட்டி பதபூஷணம்னா காமகோட்டினா காமகோட்டிங்கிறது பெரிய விஷயம். பெரியவா வரும்னு சொன்னா காமகோட்டின்னா ஏகப்பட்ட காமங்களும் நிறைய கொடுத்துட்டே போட்டு வருஷம் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே வந்துருக்கோம். எல்லாத்தையும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகிட்டே இருக்கிறது அப்படி வரும்னு நினைச்சிருந்தான். காமகோட்டி பதபூஷணம்னா காமானாம் கோட்டிகை காமகோட்டிகை, ஆசையே வேண்டாததான் நிலை வேண்டியது ஒன்று இருக்கியா. இந்த காமகோட்டி கோபத்து கடைசி எல்லையா இருக்கக்கூடிய ஆசையை கொடுக்கணும்னு சொல்லி பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணி பதபூஷண குருஹு பாஷ்யகிருத்து குவலயம் புனாசா. அப்பேற்பட்டதான சங்கர பகவத்பாதாளா இருக்கக்கூடியதான பகவத்பதால் சங்கரருக்கு அனுகிரகம் பண்ணி நமக்கெல்லாம் அனுகிரகம் பண்ணணும்னு பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணி அப்பேற்பட்ட சங்கரன் நம்ம எல்லாம் காப்பாற்றணும்னு சொன்னார். இதுல ஒரே விஷயம் நான் சொல்றேன், பல விஷயம் பேசிட்டு இருந்தேன். ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் வேதத்தை பற்றி சொன்னத, வேதம் 1974 வருஷத்துல திருப்பதியில பெரிய வேத பாஷை நடந்தது. அந்த சபையின் போது எல்லாரும் வேத கற்றுக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சா. அதுல நமக்கு அபிப்பிராயம் இல்லாததுனா நீங்க வேண்டான்னு சொல்லி உங்க ஒப்பாட்ட வேதத்தை அத்தியனம் பண்ணி நீங்க அத்தியனம் பண்ண நீங்க ஏற்கனவே எப்படி இருக்கணுமோ அப்படி இருந்தா தான் நல்லா இருக்குங்கிறதாக வேண்டான்னு சொல்லி எங்க அப்பா உடனே சொன்னார். பெரியவாட்ட போய் கேட்டேன், பெரியவா என்ன சொல்றாளோ அதையே தான் பெரியவா செய்யணும்னு சொல்லிட்டேன். பெரியவா என்ன சொல்றாளோ அது நீங்க செய்யுங்கன்னா. அப்போதான் வேத பாஷை ஆரம்பிச்ச புதுசு போயிருந்தேன். போனோடனே பெரியவான்னு சொன்னாங்க. பெரியவா வேதத்தை விட்டுட்டு நம்ம வெளியே போகண்டா, பேசாம ஒருத்தர் அத்தியனம் பண்ணாலும் போறோம், லோகம் ஊரே க்ஷேமமா இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு பெரியவா சொன்னாங்க. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இந்த 1974 பெரியவா 76 அந்த பொங்கல் அன்னைக்கு பெரியவாட்டு போனேன். லெட்டர் இந்த மாதிரி வந்துடுச்சு, பெரியவா என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம் வந்திருக்கேன்னு. பெரியவா படிக்காலம் 4 மணிக்கு எழுந்திருந்து உட்காந்து கயிற்றுக்கட்டில் திருப்பி போட்டுட்டான். கயிற்றுக்கட்டில் இப்படி போட்டு கயிற்றுக்கட்டு இப்படிதான் போட்டு இருக்கும், கட்டில் இருக்கும், காலையில் மேலே இருக்கும். அன்னைக்கு என்ன பண்ணா கயிற்றுக்கட்டில் திருப்பி போட்டுட்டா 6 மணி 7 மணி இருக்கு. நான் செஞ்சாம் பண்ணி உட்காந்துருந்தேன். கயிற்றுக்கட்டில் திருப்பி போட்டு அதில் உட்காந்துட்டா. என்ன சொல்ல அப்படின்னு ஆரம்பிச்சு ஒரு 8 மணி நேரம் சேர்ந்தாப்புல பேசின்னு வந்தா தர்மத்தை பத்தி. ஒரு தர்மத்தை ஒருத்தர் நன்னா காப்பாத்தினா அந்த சகலம் பூரா க்ஷேமமா இருக்கும், சகல தர்மமும் க்ஷேமமா இருக்கும் அப்படிங்கிற பாயிண்ட சொல்லிவிட்டு 4 பேர் பேசியிருந்தா. ஸ்ரீகண்டாச்சு, எல்லாரும் ஆச்சு. எல்லாரும் ஒருத்தரையும் பேசாம பேசிட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லி முடிச்சு தர்மத்தை சொல்லி முடிச்சுட்டு இப்ப பெரியவா ரொம்ப பெரியவாளா இருக்கா. இருந்தாலும் நீ இப்ப நான் சொன்னது கேட்கக்கூடாது, நான் சொன்னது ஏதோ தட்டு சொல்லி அதே மாதிரி யோஜனை பண்ணி செஞ்சு புது பெரியவாட்டு போய் கேட்டுன்னு வாழ்ந்தான். உடனே புது பெரியவாட்டு காத்தால விடிகாலம் ஆயிடுச்சு. காத்தால நீ போய் கேட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவேன் எனக்குண்டான். அங்க போனேன். பெரியவா சொன்னா இந்த மாதிரி இந்த அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி அந்த பையனை படிக்க சொல்லி சரியா வரலன்னாக்கா சரி பண்ணி அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி வேற பையனை சேர்த்து விட்டுடலாம் அப்படின்னு கிளப்பி விட்டா நீ போய் சொல்லிட்டு வா என்ன சொல்றான் வாண்டான். பெரியவாட்டு காத்தால திருவத்தூருக்கு போனேன் எல்லாம் சொன்னேன். பெரியவா சொன்னா சிவராமன் ஒருத்தர் வந்திருக்கார், அவர் இந்த இதுக்கு சீஃப் செக்ரட்டரியா இருக்கார், அவர்கிட்ட சொல்லி இந்த பையனை பையனை வேற வந்தான்னா அவனை கொண்டு இதுல போட்டு விட்டு நம்ம பேசாம கட்டி விட்டுடலாம் அப்படின்னு பேசாம வந்துடும். எப்படியா சுவாமியை சொல்லலாம், இந்த வேதத்தை என்னன்னா காப்பாற்றி ஆகணும் அப்படின்னு வெறிவாக்கா சொல்லி பிரசாதத்தை கொடுத்து அனுப்பிச்சுட்டு ஒரு வாரத்தில் வரப்பற அண்ணாராவன் ஒரு சீஃப் செக்ரட்டரி, அதுக்கு சிவராமன், அவன் 2 பேரும் சொல்லி பிரசாதம் வாண்டி வெளில வந்தேன்டியா இருக்கச்சு சிவராமன் ஒருத்தர் ஓடி வந்து அங்கே இருந்தது. பெரியவா உங்களை உடனே கூட்டு வச்சுருந்தா, பெரிய கூட்டுன்னு வச்சுருந்தா. சரி நான் பெரியவாள்கிட்ட சொல்லிட்டு வரேன் பெரியவாள்கிட்ட சொல்ல நீங்கள் நேரம் வந்துடுவோம் என்னோட வந்துருக்கோன்ட்டா. சரின்னு அங்கேருந்து அங்கே போயிட்டேன். அங்கே போகிறதுக்கு நான் சீக்கிரம் வரலேன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு மேட்டூர் சுவாமிகள் பெரிய சுவாமிகள் அவர் அங்கே வந்திருந்தார். இன்னைக்கு கத்தால வந்திருக்காமா, இவன் வந்து சேரல, ஒரு திரும்பி போயிருப்பானு இன்னும் திருப்பதிக்கு, அவனை போய் திருப்பி கூட்டின்னு வான்னு சொன்னான். அன்னைக்கு பௌர்ணமி இன்னைக்கு மாட்டான். அங்க போனாக்கா அங்க போய் திருப்பதியில் போய் உட்காந்துருந்தார் பெரியவாட்ட உட்காந்துருந்தா இந்த சுவாமிகள். நான் இங்க இந்த காத்தால போய் இங்க போய் நிற்கிறேன். நான் பரிசேன் ராஜகோபால் நிற்கிறாங்க. அதனால நீ ஒண்ணு பண்ணு, இப்ப நீ பெரியவாட்டு சொன்னதெல்லாம் ரேட்டு, என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் தப்பு வழியில போய் ஒருத்தன் என்ன நன்னா சம்பாதிச்சாலும் அவ்வளவு சரியில்லை. தப்பா வழியில் நாம சரியாக பண்ணால் அந்த தர்மமானது சரியா வராது. ஆகையினால உங்க அப்பா எந்த வேதத்திலும் உங்களுக்கு காப்பாற்றினார், உங்களை வேதத்தை காப்பாத்தன்னு தானே காப்பாற்றினார். அதனால நீங்க காப்பாற்றுவீர்கள். அதனால நீங்க ரிசைன் பண்ணிவிட்டு இப்பவே ரிசைன் பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டு நான் வேற மேலே போய் சேர போறேன்னு சொல்லி பெரியவாட்ட போய் சொன்னான். பெரியவா உடனே சரின்னுட்டு அங்க போய் பெரியவாள்கிட்ட போய் சொன்ன உடனே பெரியவா சரின்னுட்டு எங்க ஆத்துக்காரி குழந்தை 2 குழந்தை, என் பையன் ஒன்னும் பையன் 2 பொண்ணு ஒண்ணு, ஒத்துக்கு 5 வயசு ஒத்துக்கு 3 வயசு. அந்த குழந்தையா இருக்கச்சே வேலையை விட்டுட்டு நீங்க அந்த வேலையை விட்டுட்டு போயிடணும் அப்படின்னு பெரியவா சொன்னா, அடுத்த நிமிஷம் லெட்டர் எழுதி கொடுத்துட்டு அடுத்த நாள் காத்தாலேயே நான் திருப்பதிக்கு வந்துட்டேன். திருப்பதி வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன நடந்ததுன்னா, பெரியவா அனுகிரகத்துல பெரியவா சந்திரசேகர ஐயர்னு ஒருத்தர், சந்திரசேகர ஐயர் பாலசுப்ரமணிய தம்பி, அவர்கிட்ட சொல்லி இவனுக்கு அது ஏதோ ஒரு பெரிய வேலைன்னு சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சு விபரீதம் முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. அதனால நீ இவனை பேசாம பாடசாலை இங்க பாடசாலை சேர்த்துடுறேன், நீங்க மாட்டுக்கு இருங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டார். நீங்க மாட்டுக்கு அங்க இருங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு பெரியவாட்ட 4-5 மாசம் கழிச்சு இன்னொரு பிரின்சிபல் போஸ்ட்ல இருந்தது. நீங்க அது அவரை போட்டு அதுல போட சொல்லுங்கன்னார். உடனே சந்திரசேகரி கேட்டார், இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மாசத்துக்கு இருக்க 4 மாசத்துக்கு எம்ஏ பாஸ் பண்ணி பிஹெச்டி பாஸ் பண்ணி சர்டிபிகேட் ஜாஸ்தியா மறுபடியும் இங்கே போயிட்டாரு, என்ன பண்றது, யாருக்கு கூட்டுன்னு வருதுன்னா, அவன் இனிமே ரிட்டையர்டு ஆகிற வரைக்கும் அங்கேதான் இருப்பான் காலேஜில் அப்படின்னு நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லித்தரேன், நீங்க அப்படின்னா வேலைக்கு போட்டுங்கன்னு சொல்லி 4-5 மாசம் கழிச்சு பேசாம இருந்து அதே சம்ஸ்கிருத காலேஜில் வேலையை வாங்கி கொடுத்து தர்மத்துக்காக நிலையை நாட்டினார். அதனால பெரியவா சொன்னது பெரிய விஷயம் இல்ல. பெரியவா சொன்னது ராமர் சொன்னது என்ன சொல்றான்னு கேட்டா, எம்பாலயசி தர்மம் தித்யாச்ச நியமேச்ச சவை ராகவ சார்தூல தர்மஸ்தாம் அபிரக்ஷு. ராமன் சொல்ற தர்மஸ்தாம் அபிரக்ஷது. நம்ம தர்மமானது ஒன்னு நன்னா தர்மம் பண்ணுமானா தர்மமான மகா பெரிய விஷயம் வளர்ந்து 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 ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் தண்ணியை கொடுக்கறது மட்டும் இல்லை, இவ்வளவு நேரம் அவன் ஏப்பா அப்படின்ற மாதிரி எவ்வளவு உதாரணங்கள்ல எவ்வளவு இங்க பெரியவாழ்ல வந்திருக்கா. இவெல்லாம் தர்மத்துக்காக எவ்வளவு பாடுபட்டுவான். எவ்வளவு டாக்டர்களுக்கு எவ்வளவு ட்ரீட்மெண்ட்லாம் இருக்காரு ஒவ்வொருத்தரும். இந்த மாதிரி ஐட்டங்கள்லாம் பண்ணி தர்மாபித்தமாக இருந்ததுனால இவாளுடைய க்ஷேமங்கள்லாம் நன்னாக இருக்கணுங்கிறத நினைச்சு ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணி அவ தர்மத்தினால தன்னை காப்பாற்றுறது மட்டும் இல்ல, உலகம் போற ஒரே ஒரு வார்த்தை, ஒரே ஒரு இடத்துல ஒரு ஆத்துல மேல கூரை இருந்தது, கூரையிலிருந்து ஒரு எறும்பு விழுந்துருச்சு, எறும்பு கீழ் விழுந்துருச்சு. எறும்பு கீழே விழுந்துருச்சுன்னா எறும்பு கீழே விழுந்து எறும்பு கீழே விழுந்தாக்க குப்பரை விழுந்துடும், இப்படி விழுந்துடும். பெரியவா எல்லாம் இந்த விழுந்துடுச்சு எல்லாமே எல்லாம் அந்த எல்லாம் கிடைக்க ஆரம்பிக்குதுன்னு நினைச்சா. அப்போ எல்லாரும் 100 எறும்பு அது மிச்சம் விடுச்சு. உடனே இவர் என்ன பெரியவா வேடிக்கை பண்ணி இந்த பையனை அது திருப்பி விட்டுடும், திருப்பி விட்டு விட்டுக்கிட்டு ஓடி போயிடும். அப்படின்னு அந்த திருப்பி விட்டா எறும்புலாம் தான் விட்டோம். அது போல எழும்படும் போது பல கஷ்டங்கள் வந்து பல கஷ்டங்களை விளைக்கிண்டு தர்மத்தை விளக்கணுங்கிறதாக காப்பாற்றுன ஒரு தர்மத்தை பெரியவா எப்பொழுதும் காப்பாற்றினதுனால அந்த தர்மோ ரக்ஷதி ரக்ஷிதா எம்பாலேசி தர்மந்தம் திருப்தியாக நியமிய சபை ராகவ சார்தோடு தர்மஸ்துவாம் ரக்ஷது. தர்மம் நம்ம எல்லாத்தையும் காப்பாற்று. எல்லாரும் இருந்து இந்த ஊருக்கே வராதவர் எல்லா ஊர்லையும் உலகம் பூராக இருந்து தர்மத்தை காப்பாற்றுறார். அந்த பெரியவாழ் நடக்கிறது. அவளுடைய அனுகிரகத்துல எல்லாம் நன்றாக நடக்க வேண்டும்ங்கிறதாக பிரார்த்தனை நான் பிரார்த்தனை பூர்த்தி பண்ணிக்கிறேன். ஹர நோ பார்வதீவதே.
To have all the stalwarts on the stage just to give us gist of what Shastrigal spoke to the non-Tamilians. Great sacrifices do not come so easily. Shastrigal had his own challenges in his life when as a child, when he was taken with his father to Mahaswami in order to learn the Vedas and the entire Vedic scripture. In the process of it, Mahaswami blessed him, and it was only with one condition, that do not look at the number of people who are going to learn under you, but even if there is one student who is extremely ardent and disciplined and ready to learn it, the dharma will be established here. And with narrating a lot of instances, look at the memory of this non-Genevian, with very, very, in a simplistic way, talking to us as though Mahaswami has just been next around him and narrating those incidents. It is indeed blessed that all of us are here amidst such great stalwarts. As he said at the end of it, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. It is a dharma that sustains, it is a dharma that's going to take us far and long. And therefore, as we end and come to the conclusion of this today's program, we shall have the Maitream Bhajata, the universal harmony penned by Mahaswami of Kanchi and rendered by Bharat Ratna, Dr. M.S. Subbalakshmi at the United Nations. Let us listen to the Maitream Bhajata.
अखिल जेत्रे मैत्री भजत अखिल जेत्रे मैत्री भजत अखिल जेत्रे आत्मवदेव परान विपश्यत आत्मवदेव परान विपश्यत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत युद्धं त्यजत स्पर्धां त्यजत त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं त्यजत परेष्वक्रममाक्रमणं मैत्रीं भजत अखिल जेते मैत्रीं भजत अखिल जेते जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघाते जननी पृथ्वी कामदुघाते जनको देवः सकल दयालुः जन को देवः सकल दयालु दाम्य तद्दत्त दयध्वं जनता दाम्य तद्दत्त दयध्वं जनता श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल जनानां श्रेयो भूयात् सकल
It is said, we make a living by what we get and we make a life by what we give. These men who have adorned the stage today have inspired one and all in many ways. Success is not an accident, nor is it final. It gives impetus to a continued achievement. Let us take a lesson today from them, to learn more than others, to work more than others, succeed more than others, and let's give to the community and society more than others. As we conclude today's program, offering our salutations to Mahaswami and also our obeisance to all the stalwarts who have adorned the stage today with the national anthem. Let us rise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you once again for all your gracious presence today to make this event grand success. Good night. Shubh Ratri.